Hey, in this episode, I take you behind the scenes into a Fanbase University monthly coaching call where I teach you the latest strategies on marketing your music, building your fan base, monetizing your music, and I do a full Q&A. And this is one of the sessions from that. It was so awesome. I'm talking about don't bury your talent. It is just so encouraging, so inspiring. You do not want to miss this. Let's jump into it right now. I spent the last 14 years playing over 1,000 shows, touring 22 different countries, and become a top 40 Billboard charting artist. I fired my record label to go out on my own as an independent artist to market and release my own music, selling thousands of albums and millions of streams. The question I always get is, how did I do it without a label and sell even more music? This podcast is here to show you the way. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my music business and a loyal fan base. But I just got back from playing 2 shows on the weekend, festivals. One was in Wisconsin and one was in Minnesota. And it's interesting, when you bring merch to a show, we sold out of CDs. I didn't bring my brand new one, but I brought my new ones and some other older ones. And I do a deal where you get the CD for 10 or 3 for 20. And that normally just goes really well. And so we sold out of all of them, and I only had the new one left. So as you're building this, maybe you don't have a CD out yet, but people can't buy your music unless it's there, and people like to collect. I don't know about you, but I collected baseball cards, I collected stickers, I collected hockey cards, and I collected my favorite band CDs. And so, by only just having that one CD, I left some money on the table. I should have had more of the other ones in stock. And what was crazy is some of the ones that I had, some of them were like cracked and broken and stuff like that, and people still bought them. The lady that was running my merch, she's like, "Do you have any more of those other CDs?" The other ones were cracked and broken. People just bought them anyways. And I was like, "Oh, it's freaking awesome." Because I always talk to you guys. Those are the jewel case ones. I always do digipacks because the jewel case is cracked, and of course, in this case, the CDs did crack. So, but people bought them anyways this time, so that was kind of funny and stuff like that. But so it's interesting nowadays, like because I'm not touring as crazy, I really don't order as much merch. I try and really just if I have to reorder, I'll reorder, but I don't want to get stuck with a bunch of merch. And then finally, I don't know where it is, but it's this one here. Finally almost sold out of this. And I've showed you guys this one before. We're finally almost sold out of this one. And it's interesting, the other designs, this one with the smiley face is going like crazy. And what's interesting is like, it's only one color. So it's so cheap to print. And yet it's just crushing it. And so sometimes that's what's good to do a smaller amount and see if it sells out and then print more of them. So before I answer these questions, and then answer your guys' questions, because I got some people that posted some questions earlier, some of you guys know I lost my dad to suicide when I was 5 years old. I don't know if you knew that or not, but I didn't have a dad growing up. And so I had to really find my role models, my mentors in books, in seminars, in hiring people to coach me and stuff like that. I just didn't have that. And I ended up meeting this guy named Peter J. Daniels. And I've read all his books and stuff. And I ended up flying all the way to Australia to meet with this guy. And he's a billionaire. He owns like a bullion bank, okay, a gold bank, all right, and just some like next level stuff. And to be honest, he's become a father to me. And he's coached me over the years, and it's just amazing that I didn't have a father, and this man has come into my life. And we were chatting before this call, and he really challenged me on some stuff, and I want to challenge you guys on it. Okay, so you're getting billionaire advice here. How cool is that? All right, you're not going to get this anywhere else, but it's interesting because it has to do with the Bible. And I don't know if you've ever heard the story of the 3 talents of the 3 different guys that were given talents. One was giving, I think, 1 talent, one was giving 3 talents, and one was given 5 talents, something like that. Okay. And if you know the story, the one guy that failed is the one that buried his talent. Okay, the other two guys said, hey, I invested your money here, and now I have more talents. They took the talents, and then they brought the master, whoever is the guy, they multiplied his talents, and he was like, oh, you did a good job. You here's more. Okay, since you were faithful with little, I'm going to make you ruler over much. And same with the second guy. He said, hey, you gave me two. I don't know what it is, whatever. You have to read it. It's in Matthew or Mark, whether you're a Christian or not. This is just a freaking good story, so listen up. And then so he did more. But the third guy, he's like, hey, man, I was scared, and so I hid the talent in the ground. And so that guy got like the whipping. He failed. He was the one who did not step out. And here's the question that I want to ask you, and that I was asked, is that, look, I've been given a talent, and you've been given a talent, and how many of your friends or people that are talented, but they're too scared to go perform. They're too scared to do their YouTube channel or play the show or risk going for radio or join a members community and be involved and go for it. And I just want to share, like, that spoke to me so huge, because I was the least talented out of all my friends. Okay, there's so many. I remember this one guy, and he would just sing a chorus just like that, and I didn't even know how to come up with melodies properly. I was just like this white rapper, very rigid, and I couldn't sing, and I wasn't very like now I can write melodies and stuff like that. But at the beginning, I couldn't. Okay, and he was so talented, but guess what? He was too afraid. And I can't tell you how many hundreds of people out there that are too afraid, and so they bury their talent and their dreams die. And I'm challenging you to not bury your talent. If you're even on this call and you're even in Fanbase University, that means that you have something great within you. And I want to encourage you to put it out there, despite the criticism, despite the haters, despite being said no to. Okay, I just got rejected at radio last week. Okay, so that was the final straw with radio. Unless I sign like a single deal or something like that, I ain't going to radio. Okay, but I got rejected. Okay, and what do? I bounce back from it. Okay, keep going, keep playing the show. Did I get the exact time slot that I wanted at the festival? No, but it was still good. It was still cool. I still keep pushing forward. And that's the difference between those that make it and those that don't, are willing to push through the hard times until you do make it. That don't bury their talent. Don't bury it. Bring it out into the open. Release the music. Make it better. If you get criticism, sure, take it. Go make it better. And those that keep hitting it, like people in the music industry, even me, if I keep seeing you keep showing up, keep hitting me up and wanting to work, obviously I'm going to, recognize you and want to help you. Well, it's the same thing with a booking agent. It's the same thing with some producer you want to work with, or a manager or a label. But you just don't understand, there's so many squawkers in the music industry, okay, that say they want it, but then they don't have the guts to push through, to push through the messy middle, man. Like releasing just a single or an EP, like, yes, it's freaking amazing. An album, yes, I applaud you on that. But let's go to the next level then, and the next level. There's just so much. And, the reason you guys have hired me is because I've got perspective, when I'm down here, when I just released one song, I had the perspective here. But now that I've released 14 and toured the world and done all this stuff, I have a perspective. And the more you release music and get out there, the more perspective you're going to have. And then you're going to be like, okay, man, I've been through this before. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. So I hope that was helpful and inspiring and encouraging. It encouraged me because, what was it, the notes that I wrote down? Yeah, there's those that have, and you know them, you have friends. I know you all do. You have friends that have the ability, but they're just too frightened. They're not willing to put it in. And I just want to tell you guys, like, it's worth it. It's so worth it. I've really I lost a lot of friends touring the world and just left to go on the road and stuff like that. And, I came back and it's like I didn't know anyone because I was literally gone like 150, 200 shows a year. And I traded. And there's a cost for all this, guys. But you need to ask yourself, is this dream worth it? Am I willing to pay the price so that I can pay any price tomorrow? And I'm living that. And I talk about this on the Smart Music Business podcast, but there's an artist that was headlining, okay? They were headlining the festival. They probably got paid more than me, and that's fine. But I congratulated on them. I was like, oh, you got 10 million streams almost on this one song, because I almost have 10 million streams on a song, but it's not there yet. But they had a lot of streams. They got, I think, 400,000 monthly listeners, or 500. I got 300,000, almost 300. And they're like, yeah, the label gets all that money. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, man. And I'm like, well, what about this? You're getting that, right? And they're like, we're just playing the game, man. I'm just like, it sucks, man. And to be honest, that's why I started doing this, coaching artists, because these artists that I'm meeting that are supposedly bigger than me aren't getting paid any of their money. So they're just a slave to the road, and it's just sucks. So let me answer a couple of these questions for the people that couldn't make it, and then I want to answer your guys' questions. And I'm glad you're finding that inspiring. I'm glad that I hope that helped, because we need to stay inspired. It's you need that inspiration. You need that dream to be alive when you're in those tough moments. Okay, so.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it valuable. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so that you can get the more content that I'm releasing. Also, if you're a struggling artist and you're just trying to figure out this music industry, you want to go full-time with your music, you want to get noticed on social media, or learn how to launch an album, an EP, or just get your music more marketed out there, I want to encourage you to check out my coaching program called Fanbase University. Every single month, I jump on the phone 2 times with my students and I coach them and I teach them how to market their music, how to get noticed, how to handle booking agents, record labels, and just get their music out there. Also, you get access to exclusive training, you get interviews with music industry professionals. If you want to find out more and not do this on your own, not struggle, because I've wasted thousands of dollars on my career and now I want to coach other artists. Check out my program, fanbaseuniversity.com, or click the link below to find out more info.